company owned by President Trump's right-hand man, Elon Musk, has sent a letter to the administration warning that it could be affected by retaliatory tariffs from the escalating trade war. More than $5 trillion in value had been wiped from the markets in just 3 weeks. More money than the GDP of every country on earth other than the U.S. and China. Tesla's value has been decimated by the markets. The Dow appears headed for its worst week in 2 years, even though right now, as you can see, it's up nearly 600 points.
Trump's face turned redder than his MAGA hat when he heard Japan is dumping billions in US Treasury bonds. He apparently tried calling the Japanese Prime Minister at 3 a.m., offering him a lifetime supply of Trump steaks and a free round of golf at Mar-a-Lago. Meanwhile, the stock market dropped faster than Trump's approval ratings, losing a whopping $1.7 trillion. And guess what? The Orange in Chief has no idea his own stupid EV tariff started this whole mess. It's like watching someone set their own toupee on fire and then blame the wind.
Not to recognize that these policies, particularly in the way in which they're being rolled out right now, won't have an adverse, at least short-term, if not longer-term effect on the economy.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Did you know Japan is quietly getting revenge on Trump by hitting him where it hurts most, his precious stock market?
Well, they're getting killed overseas. I mean, if you look at their European sales, I believe they were down 75% in February and down 60% in January. The stock's been cut in half from its all-time high. So, you know, as you've seen in Canada, they're pulling American products off the shelves. You could see that type of backlash, which Elon Musk, both in the polls and in sales, is seeing for.
While Orange Man was busy playing tough guy with his tariff hammer, he completely overlooked one tiny detail. Japan has been America's financial sugar daddy for decades, happily buying up our debt like it's going out of style. So what brilliant economic strategy did our business genius come up with? Slapping massive tariffs on Japanese electric vehicles. Toyota, Honda, Nissan, all got the Trump treatment. It's like walking into your bank, insulting the manager who approved your mortgage, and then wondering why they're suddenly reviewing your loan terms. Economic genius, folks. Japan's response was about as subtle as a samurai sword through a piñata. They started dumping billions in US Treasury bonds faster than Trump abandons his campaign promises. It's like watching someone who owes you money insult your mother, then acting surprised when you ask for immediate repayment. Financial panic ensued, but hey, trade wars are easy to win, right?
I'm trying to get my head around $5 trillion, Ron. Help us put that number into perspective when you're talking about a loss like that. As
a warning, we're seeing some deterioration in the stock market and small cap stocks, which are down 18%, and some of the big cap names that have been very popular of late have fallen more than 10%, growing increasingly concerned about what it views as a rather chaotic and approach to policymaking that has no clear end game in sight.
The most hilarious part is watching Trump strut around bragging about his precious Wharton degree while demonstrating he couldn't tell the difference between tariffs and a taco bowl if his life depended on it. For a guy who claims to be the ultimate deal maker, he sure missed the memo that international finance isn't just a bigger version of Monopoly with real hotels. Picture this scene. The stock market is in free fall, numbers flashing red everywhere. And where's our commander-in-chief? Reportedly sitting in front of Fox News with the volume muted, completely convinced the red numbers meant Republicans were winning something. I'm not even joking. The man supposedly thought the stock market crash was some kind of political scoreboard showing his team ahead. You can't make this stuff up. Trump's brilliant solution to this international finance crisis. According to White House insiders, he called the Japanese Prime Minister at 3 a.m. offering what he called a tremendous deal. Free Trump-branded golf balls and a chance to be in a Trump University commercial, because nothing says serious economic diplomacy like hawking merch from your failed business ventures at 3 in the morning.
They decided to leave interest rates unchanged. He talked about that today, also making reference to tariffs as President Trump's 200% tariffs on European wines.
I believe that the tariffs are going to really hurt American distributors and even retailers. Local vineyards that I've spoken to say there's there's really not many positives, just disruptions. President Trump says imposing tariffs would be great for the wine and champagne businesses in the U.S., but one mom-and-pop winery disagrees.
On the surface, it might seem like that.
When his advisors desperately tried explaining how bonds work, Trump reportedly kept asking if Sean Connery was involved and whether he could meet this Bond guy. I mean, at least he's consistently clueless about basic economic concepts while claiming to be the greatest financial mind since whoever invented money. Meanwhile, American investors watched in horror as they collectively lost more money in 3 weeks than Trump has claimed to be worth in his entire lifetime. Regular folks with 401ks and retirement accounts saw their futures evaporate faster than Trump's campaign promises after Election Day. The whole fiasco perfectly highlights Trump's fundamental misunderstanding of how economies actually work. He genuinely believed that tariffs were some kind of magical moneymaker for America, completely missing that they're basically just taxes on American consumers and businesses. It's like thinking you can get rich by taking money from your right pocket and putting it in your left. What makes this particularly rich is that Trump's tariff tantrum boomeranged spectacularly. The same guy who somehow managed to bankrupt casinos, literally businesses where people hand you money, thought he could win a financial chess match against Japan, one of the most economically sophisticated nations on earth.
Make something so disruptive happen so quickly.
Winemaker Kareem Massoud says tariffs will affect how their wine is distributed because they can't sell directly to the consumer. US Wine Trade Alliance, a group representing all levels of the wine industry, says the tariffs will hurt distributors and retailers because European wines are so profitable in the U.S.
Serious impacts here in terms of our staffing and our ability to continue on.
And he says the effects of tariffs go further down the line.
All the way down to the end consumer who's paying a higher price.
It would be hilarious if it wasn't affecting real people's livelihoods. The cherry on top of this economic disaster Sunday, Trump still thinks Japan is attacking him personally. He's been rage tweeting trade wars are easy to win from what sources describe as his golden toilet, completely oblivious to the fact that he's not winning anything except maybe a contest for most economically destructive former reality TV star. This whole debacle exposes the fundamental contradiction of Trump's economic philosophy. He claims to be pro-business while implementing policies that send the market into tailspins. He brags about helping American workers while pushing measures that destroy their retirement savings. And through it all, he maintains the smug confidence of someone who's never had to face consequences for his failures. So there you have it, folks. The economic mastermind who claimed he'd make America great again has managed to turn our biggest financial friend into our newest economic enemy. And the damage? Try a cool $5 trillion vanishing from the stock market in just 3 weeks. That's not just numbers on a screen. That's your retirement account doing a disappearing act faster than Trump's campaign promises after Election Day. Whenever the Orange Menace sees those plummeting numbers, his first instinct isn't to take responsibility. It's to blame literally anyone else. It wasn't me. He probably screams at his gold-plated mirror while his advisors frantically try to explain basic economics using sock puppets and crayons. The real losers in this financial fiasco, regular Americans watching their 401ks shrivel while Donnie Diapers throws another tariff tantrum. I guess when you've bankrupted multiple casinos, tanking an entire economy just feels like the next logical step in your business career.